Hi there, my name's Donghua. Why are Asians better at League? Last year at the World Championships, we all thought that the Europeans had a better shot at beating the Koreans. We all thought that aside from Faker's team, the Koreans weren't really all that anymore. We all thought that the white countries had started closing the gap between the Asian ones. But Fnatic didn't even end up taking a game off the second seed Korean team. By this point, almost every single professional team has a Korean import. Almost half of them have at least 2 Korean imports. And the last 4 World Championship finals have been Korea versus somebody else. Why is it even called the World Championships anymore? It should just be called Korea versus Korea X, and X stands for exports. Why can't any of the other regions just catch up? And why is North America such a shitty region? Yes, North America is a shitty region, probably the shittiest major region. No one ever wants our players. North America takes Koreans, Chinese, Europeans, and Mexicans into their teams. But no one ever wants a fucking North American player on their team. Why can't North America develop more of its own talent? Now, there are several reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is the self-esteem movement in North America. The self-esteem movement in America has improved the confidence and the egos of everyone in North America over the last few decades. America is in the top 10 for most confident countries. American teachers will tell kids, oh, you guys are perfect. You're perfect the way you are. You have imperfections, but you're perfect. In Asian countries, it's like the exact opposite. Like teachers will straight up tell you, you're ugly, and you're stupid. Get smart and get pretty. Here's a fact, South Korea is in the bottom 10 for self-esteem. Now, I'm not denying that confidence isn't important, but being able to look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself and look critically at yourself and say, I am shit and I need to get better. That is way more important than having a fucking ego. This happens way more in NA than any of the Asian countries. Ego might be useful for traditional sports, where it might push your body that extra mile or that extra second forward, but in League, you need to be calm, collective, and decisive. Ego is horrible for a League player. You can't work with your teammates if you're too egotistical. You might become too greedy, and you might not even be able to follow the calls that your shot caller makes. Asian countries in general rank lower on the self-esteem ladder. So why do Asians have less self-confidence? Why are they more critical of themselves and self-deprecating? And why are they more humble in general? The reason that Asians have smaller egos is because Asians have smaller dicks. It's true. Science says so. Asians have the smallest dicks in the world, and so therefore having a small dick makes you better at League. Asians have a small genetic advantage over everybody else. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, but Dong, the Chinese also have small dicks, but they've been doing horribly this year. Chinese people have some of the smallest dicks in the world, and why are they performing so weak this year? The reason that China has done so shitty in the last year is because they've come across a huge disadvantage. The Chinese players have recently become very, very rich. Nothing, and I mean nothing, makes you a more egotistical ass fuck than having a lot of money. There's a formula to calculate a person's ego, and it's very scientific. Player multiplied by dick size to the power of income squared equals ego. Do you think that it's just a coincidence that South Koreans have the smallest dicks in the world? Do you think that it's just a coincidence that there's only one professional black player in all of North America? Black people suck at League of Legends because their big dicks are holding them back. Do you think that it's just a coincidence that Congo, Ecuador, and Ghana, the 3 countries with the biggest penises in the world, and not a single one of them has a League of Legends team? Their dicks are so big that they can't even install League of Legends. And I personally feel bad for them. I mean, it's just sad. Do you think it's just called being cocky for no reason? The bigger your dick, the bigger your ego. Something Freud probably said. So how do you deal with your enormous ego? How do you deal with this thing that's holding you back? Let's take a look at Faker. Faker is the best player in the world. He has 2 World Championship titles. He is making as much as the Chinese superstars. He is the most popular streamer on Azubu. He is synonymous with God in the League community, and he has an army of fangirls at his disposal. Yet somehow Faker is one of the most humble people ever. How is this possible? He doesn't brag in public, and when he does brag in private, it's usually ironically and jokingly. How is he able to stay humble in such conditions? Faker has a secret. In order to keep his ego down, in order to be able to continuously criticize himself and continue improving. Look at his actions over the last few years. Even though Faker is the most popular LoL player in the world, he says he does not want a girlfriend while he is playing League. So what does that tell you? Let's look at the formula. If you input 0 as his ego, the only logical explanation for his dick size is also 0. This is the only way that the equation can be complete. No matter how high his salary is, he has no ego because he has no dick. So in order to be better at League, you just gotta cut your dick off. It's so simple when you think about it. Just slice off your ego and become like Faker. Do you think that it's just a coincidence that the smartest, most cunning, strategic person on Game of Thrones is an asexual, dickless dude? No, it's not. It's fucking science. That's why Asians are better at League.